Have you ever heard of a hero who willingly walked into hell? Not for fame, not for glory, but for a mission that seemed utterly impossible. This is the story of Witold Pilecki, a man whose bravery defies imagination, a soldier who volunteered to be imprisoned in the most infamous death camp in history, Auschwitz. It's 1940. Warsaw, Poland, is under the iron grip of Nazi occupation. The Polish resistance is fighting a desperate shadow war. Whispers circulate about a new, terrifying concentration camp called Auschwitz. But what is truly happening inside its barbed wire fences? The resistance needs to know. They need intelligence, a first-hand account. But who would volunteer for such a mission? Who would willingly trade their freedom, and likely their life, for a one-way ticket to a place shrouded in fear and mystery? One man stepped forward. His name was Witold Pilecki. A cavalry officer, a devoted husband, and a father of two. He wasn't a daredevil seeking thrills, he was a patriot with an unshakable sense of duty. His plan was audacious, almost suicidal: get arrested on purpose, be sent to Auschwitz, gather intelligence, organize a resistance network inside the camp, and then, if possible, escape to tell the world. On September 19, 1940, during a street roundup in Warsaw, Pilecki deliberately allowed himself to be captured by the SS. He used a fake identity, Tomasz Surafowski. As he was herded onto a cattle car packed with other prisoners, the reality of his mission began to set in. The journey was brutal, a grim prelude to the horrors that awaited them. When the doors creaked open, they were greeted by the chilling sign, Arbeit macht frei, work sets you free. It was a lie that hung over the entrance to hell. Inside Auschwitz, Pilecki was stripped of his name and became prisoner number 4859. He was no longer a person, just a number tattooed on his arm. The daily reality was a nightmare of starvation, forced labor, and casual brutality. The air was thick with the smell of burning flesh from the crematoria. Death was a constant companion, claiming the weak, the sick, and the defiant. Pilecki witnessed unspeakable atrocities, from medical experiments to mass executions. He saw human beings reduced to walking skeletons, their spirits crushed by unimaginable cruelty. But even in this heart of darkness, Pilecki did not despair. He began his mission. With incredible courage and resourcefulness, he started building an underground organization within the camp, known as the ZOW. He recruited trustworthy prisoners from different backgrounds: doctors, engineers, officers. They worked in secret, risking immediate execution if discovered. Their network was a lifeline of hope. They smuggled food and medicine, boosted morale, and, most importantly, gathered intelligence. Pilecki and his network meticulously documented everything: the camp's layout, the number of prisoners arriving, the methods of extermination, the names of SS officers. They built a secret radio transmitter from scavenged parts, a fragile link to the outside world. Using couriers, brave prisoners who escaped or were released, Pilecki began sending reports to the Polish resistance in Warsaw. His first report reached the outside world in March 1941. These were not just reports, they were desperate pleas for help. Pilecki detailed the gas chambers, the crematoria, the sheer scale of the systematic murder. He urged the Allies to bomb the railway lines leading to the camp, to bomb the gas chambers themselves, to do anything to stop the slaughter. He believed that if the world knew the truth, they would act, but his messages were met with disbelief. The reality of Auschwitz was so monstrous, so beyond comprehension, that Allied intelligence initially dismissed his reports as exaggerations, as propaganda from the Polish resistance. Imagine his desperation, risking his life every single day to get the truth out, only to have it fall on deaf ears. For 2.5 years, Pilecki endured and resisted, holding on to the hope that his sacrifice would not be in vain. By 1943, the situation in Auschwitz had become even more perilous. The Gestapo was closing in on his network. Pilecki realized that staying longer meant certain death, and his mission would die with him. He had gathered enough information. Now, he had to get it out himself. He had to escape. On the night of April 26, 1943, during a night shift at a bakery outside the main camp, Pilecki and two comrades executed a daring escape plan. They overpowered a guard, cut the phone lines, and disappeared into the darkness, wearing stolen civilian clothes. With the SS in hot pursuit, they ran for their lives, navigating through forests and fields for days until they finally reached safety. After his incredible escape, Pilecki rejoined the Polish Home Army. He wrote a comprehensive report, now known as Witold's Report, a detailed, chilling account of the genocide in Auschwitz. He fought bravely in the 1944 Warsaw Uprising, a heroic but ultimately tragic battle to liberate the city. You might think that after surviving Auschwitz and fighting the Nazis, Pilecki would finally be celebrated as a hero. But his story takes another tragic turn. After the war, Poland fell under the control of a new totalitarian regime, the Soviet-backed communist government. For them, a Polish patriot like Pilecki, loyal to the non-communist government in exile, was a threat. He chose to stay in Poland and gather intelligence on the new oppressors. In 1947, he was arrested by the secret police. He was brutally tortured, but he never broke. He told his wife that compared to this, Auschwitz was a mere game. He was put on a show trial, falsely accused of espionage, and sentenced to death. On May 25, 1948, Witold Pilecki, the man who volunteered for Auschwitz, was executed by his own countrymen. For decades, the communist regime tried to erase his name from history. His story was suppressed, his heroism buried. It was only after the fall of communism in 1989 that the truth about Witold Pilecki finally came to light. Poland, and the world, could finally learn about one of the greatest heroes of the 20th century. His story is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of absolute evil. It's a story of courage, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to truth and freedom. Witold Pilecki didn't just witness history. He walked into its darkest chapter and tried to change its course. He reminds us that one person's courage can shine light even in the deepest darkness. Let's make sure his name and his incredible story are never forgotten. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories of forgotten heroes.